So in this video, we're just going to be creating a very basic React navigation bar. So this is the desktop version. It's responsive. We click on the little menu switch. We get the three links: products page, about. We have the logo on the left. We have the mobile version like this. This little circle changes to the bars, or the sandwich type of thing. We have it sliding in from the left instead of the top. That's the home, products, the about. And so if any of this interests you at all, be sure to follow us on our socials, the Twitter and the Instagram, just to keep up to date with the channel, what we're working on, video of the week. And with all of that said, let's begin. All right, so let's start off with the, let me show you guys the index.html. So we're going to be using Font Awesome for this project. This is the CDN right here. So we just imported the Font Awesome library right there. So that's the index.html. Let me show you guys the normalize. That should be in the styles. There we go. So we're just having a background color of purple. This is the font we're using for the project. And then we're just taking off any unnecessary margin or padding for the body and the divs. So let me close that. Let's create our components for this project. So the main nav bar is going to be in a nav bar component, and they're just going to have 3 pages to navigate to. So let's do a home.js. We'll do a products, not that, we'll do a products.js. And then we'll do an about page, so about.js, like that. And they're all just going to be functional components. So this is the about. Let me do semicolon here. Let's do semicolon here. That's the about. We'll have a products, RFCE. We'll do products. Let's do semicolon. Nope, semicolon there. And we have the home page, RFCE. We have the home. We have a semicolon and a semicolon. So we have a home page, we have the products page, and then we have the about page. And the nav bar, also a functional component. And this guy's going to use a style sheet. So let's import or create and then import it. So in styles, we'll call it let's call it the nav bar underscore styles.css, like that. Let's import it here. So import, and where are we? We're in the components folder. So /styles/navbar styles.css, like that. All right, so let me just do this. So let's start with the scaffolding of this thing. We're going to do, let me throw this over here. Where is it? That's the logo we're going to use. That's going to come from Font Awesome. That's Early Birds. Right here. We're going to start with creating a bar on the top like that. We'll have the menu switch right here. This is the little icon here. We'll have an unordered list for the links to the different pages. And then we'll have the logo on the left side. So let's go here and let's start. So we can get rid of this. We're going to have a div.nav. Actually, let's make sure we're on the JavaScript React language setting. There we go. So div, we'll have a nav bar. In the nav bar, we're going to have the menu switch, a container for that, and a container for the logo and unordered list, the actual menu items. So start with that menu switch. We'll call it the div. It'll have an icon container tag or a class with a menu switch class as well. And we'll fill that out in a second. We'll go to Font Awesome and get the actual icon. And then we're going to have what are we going to have? The div, we'll say, what is this going to be? The nav container. This is the actual thing they see on screen. So in that container, we're going to have the logo. So we'll say div icon container because it's an icon, and we'll have a logo like that. And then we have the actual menu items. So we'll say unordered list, and we'll say menu underscore items, like that. We'll have 3 items. Let's say, oh, that reminds me. Let's use the actual browser router from the React DOM first. Should have done that before this. So let's open up the app.js like this. And we need to import 3 things. Import, we're going to say, what are we going to say? It's going to be a browser router. We need a switch and we need a route. And all that comes from React Router DOM. And let's use that here. So delete all this. We'll surround everything with a browser router. And we have the nav bar. No, we'll just have the switch. Actually, the nav bar goes on all of the pages, so we do have the nav bar. So nav bar like that, and then we have the actual switch. And in the switch, we have the 3 routes. So route 1 goes exact path. we'll say equals slash, like that. And that's going to be the home component, equals home, like that. And then we just have the, what do we have? Products, about, there we go. We'll say products, and this will be the products. And then we have the about page, about, and then we have the about here, slash about. Let's import all this stuff. So we need the nav bar, import nav bar from dot dot slash, or not dot dot, just dot slash component slash nav bar dot JS, and then we need the home products about. This will be home, this will be products, and this will be about. And this should be home, capital H. We have the products, and we have the about. There we go. So we have the little browser router with the switch all written up. We can close this, and let's do, what should we do first? Let's get the icons first, and then we'll provide the links in here. So for the menu switch, what do we have? So a circle, and then an X to close. For mobile, it's going to be bars, but we'll start with desktop version first. So circle, and the X to close. We'll just do circle for now. So let's go here. Let's go into Font Awesome, and I have it all loaded here. Not this one. We need circle. So let's copy this, the little element here. Click that. Go back here. We'll do Control V, format, and we need to change this to class name, like that. There we go. And what do we need? We need the logo here. That's the logo here. Copy this. Do Control V here. Format, change this to class name, see if it's on screen. There we go, that's the bird, and that's the little circle. And we need links for our router, so we'll do this. We'll create a link, and this goes to, and this is going to be a slash, this will be the home link. To slash, and we'll do, not like that, we'll do this. Copy, paste, paste, delete these two. These spaces, this will be the products, like that. Products, 1C. And this will be the home, not the home, excuse me, the about page. That'd be the about. So we need the link module from React Router DOM. So import, we'll say link from React Router DOM, like that. All right, we'll save, we'll go back. There we go. Products, about, home. All right, let's go in the style sheet and style this properly, and then I'll import the mobile code or the responsive code. I'll show you that, and then we'll get it actually animating or moving. So we don't need the circle anymore. We don't need the early bird anymore. We need the times later, and we need the bars later. All right, so style sheet. Let's do half-half. Left side, right side. Let's close this. We're going to start with nav bar. We'll do nav bar, nav container, icon container, menu switch, logo, and then we'll do menu items. So nav bar. Actually, we'll do this first. We'll have a variable, and it's just going to be the height. So we'll say nav dash dash nav underscore bar underscore height. We'll say 80 pixels. So 80 pixels, and that's just the height of this right here. That's 80 pixels. You can do whatever you want. We're going to do 80 for this project. 80 pixels. Let's go to the nav bar. So nav underscore bar. We'll have a width. Do we need a width for this? We'll do a width of 100 port width. We'll do a height of that 80 pixels. So what's it? Nav bar height, like that. Let's do a position. We'll fix it to the top. So position fixed. We'll do top of 0. Z index of 9. Just make sure it's on top of everything on the page, including the any project you import this on. So we'll just do a ridiculously large number like that. So Z index will turn off the pointer event so you can click through it. And what else do we need to do? Transition duration. Transition duration 0.3 seconds, like that. All right, let's do the actual container that you're going to see. So nav underscore container. We'll say width 100%. Height 100%. Let's give it a color. Background color. We'll say hashtag was 4DBB17. Should be that green. There we go. And we'll do a position of absolute. Yeah, position of absolute. We'll copy the transition duration, 0.3 seconds. And for the animating of this thing, it's going to start with an opacity of 0. But for now, we're just going to keep it off so we can see what we're doing. So there we go. Actually, let's do this. All right, so that's the nav container. Let's move on to the icon containers. So, icon container. We will do what? We're just going to center anything in the icon containers. We're going to center it. So display of flex, justify center, align items center as well. And we're just going to make it a white color. So color equals white, like that. There we go. And let's go to the specific icons. So we'll do the menu switch first, which should show up on the right side, and then the logo, which should show up on the right side. And these little, let me just do this quickly, because for the pages, they're not being centered. So let me just do this. Let's go, what should I do here? Style sheet? No, we'll do it in style objects. Styles is equal to object. We'll just do main like that. Let's do a display of flex. Should be a string display of flex. We'll do justify. What is it? Justify content center. Align items center. And we'll do a. That's why it's not working. Let me do this first. Styles. Just wondering why the background's not purple. We didn't actually import the normalize file. Let's do it here. Actually, let's do it down here. Import, and it was ./styles/normalize with an S. That's CSS. There we go. Let's center all of these little pages. So display, justify, center, and we'll do color white. Color white, and we'll use it right here. So that was style is equal to, and with styles dot main. Let's copy. Let's see if we're doing on the products page. Can't click that. Let's go to the, need more space. Let's go to the home as well. Home and the about. So we're going to copy the same style object. And paste it down here. Paste it down here. And styles equal to styles dot main, save. And here style is equal to styles dot main as well. Format, nope. Format, there we go. And format, there we go. Home, display center. Should be working. Why is the home still up top there? Home, display flex, justify content, align items. Is that correct? Justify content, align items. Let's try this. Let's go right click, inspect. And we're on the home page. Where's the home page? Nav bar, this is the home page. Display flex. Oh, that's why. We need this. Let's go width, 100 viewport width, height, 100 viewport height, like that. There we go. Let's increase the font size. Let's go font size. We'll do 4 EM, see what that looks like. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. So let me copy these 3 styles, put that in the products, and put that in the about. Close. Right side, left side. There we go. All right, so let's get back to the menu switch. Right here. Icon container, let's do menu switch like that. What are we going to do? Let's say a width and height of that 80 pixel stuff. So we'll say a width of that nav, that variable, a height of the same. There we go. Let's do a position. Let's move it on the right side. So we'll do a position of absolute. We'll do a right side of 0%. Let's do a Z index of 999999999. There we go. Let's do, what should we need on the Z index? I think that's good. Transition duration, pointer events. All like that, so we can click on it. And for the actual icon in the center, menu switch. The eye, we'll do a font size of 30 pixels, I think it was. 30, was it 40, 30, 60? Might be 30. We'll do font size, the color's okay. We'll do a cursor, a pointer, so when we go over it to click it, we get the feedback. Was it 30 or was it 80? I think it was 80 maybe. Maybe 60. It looks better. We'll do 60. So the font size, the cursor, pointer events, we have it on top. On the right side. Looks good. Let's do the logo now. So logo will have a width of that 90, or excuse me, the 80 pixels. The height of auto, and we're going to center it, and we're going to put it on the left. So same thing, position, absolute. This time it's left of 0%. Here we go. And what are we missing here? Width, height, position, left. We don't need a Z index. It's on the icon container, right? Icon container, logo. It might be just that these are getting in the way, these menu items. It'll probably move itself out. If it doesn't, we'll just do it on the fly. So width, we have a height, position, left. Do we need anything else? A Z index? No. All right, so let's move on to what do we need? Let's do the menu items now. So menu underscore items. So just going to take away all of the decorations for an unordered list. So these radio buttons and any padding or margin. So we'll do a margin of 0. We'll do a padding of 0 as well. Let's do a a list style of none. Let's center these guys. So we'll do a display. Let's do a width of 50. I think it was 50. Width of 50 viewport width. We'll do a, what was it? That might be for mobile. Let's comment that out for now. Let's do display of flex. Display of flex, save, justify center. We'll do align item center as well. And let's do a position of absolute. And we'll center it in the little nav bar there. So top 50%, left 50%, a transform, translate, -50 like that. Save. There we go. Let's handle the actual list items. So menu underscore items, LI, we just need a margin, separate them. 6 pixels on the right side of each like that. There we go. Let's handle the actual anchor tags. So menu underscore items, LIA. Let's do a color of white. We'll turn off the text decoration. We'll say none. And we'll make sure we can click on it. So we need the pointer events all like that. There we go. And the font size should be what? Let's say font size, let's say 30 pixels. See what that looks like. All right, looks good, 30 pixels. Let me just see something here. Normalize. PT sans ref. The font's kind of off. I don't think this is the one I chose right here. No, it is. Just looks a bit different. Let's try this. Let's go font weight 700. That looks better. We'll keep it with a bold like that. All right, so we have the right side, left side. This logo's not looking proper. Width, height, position, left. Let's do this. Give me a background color. I need to see what's going on with this. So the height's off. The height shouldn't be auto. The height should also be that var, nav bar height. There we go. And the logo needs a font size. Font size, let's say 40em. See what that looks like. There we go. 40em. Let's try 40em for this as well. Yeah, 40em. Let's turn off the red background. There we go. It looks better. So the cursor's a thing. We have the home. We have the products. We have the about. Back to home. Let's import the responsive code, and then we're going to get to the animating of this thing. So it's right here. Do Control A, Control C. Minimize this. Control V. And so all we have here is, what do we have? Max width 600. So for mobile versions, we're just switching the nav bar to be a full screen. So width 100 viewport width, height 100 viewport height. For the nav container, I'll explain how it animates in a second. For the logo, we're making it in the center of the screen and we're turning it red. For the menu items, instead of having in a row, they're going to be in a column. margin bottom. So instead of margin on the right, we have a margin bottom of 6. Let me redo this a bit. Margin, it was bottom of 6. So top, right, bottom, left, like that. We're increasing the font size of we're decreasing the font size of the list items. And for desktop, we have these here. So navbar 100% with a height of, so since we have this in the actual responsive code, let me take this out of the static code here. So navbar width and height. Navbar width and height, I can take this away now. What else do we have? Nav container, that's going to be for animating. I'll explain that in a second. Logo, we have a width and a height, position, left, and font size. I can take away all of that for the logo. So width, height, position, left, font size. We don't need this for the static. Okay. And the reason why we can't see it is because it has this. Let me do this. Do that and control. There we go. You're gonna see it there. So that's the logo. We have the logo for that. We have the logo for the mobile. And for the menu items, we just have a width of viewport width. And this is the class we're going to use to activate the transform or the animation. So let me just explain that. So in order to animate this thing, what we're doing, we're just hiding it off screen. So for the desktop, we're just translating on the Y, negative 100%. So basically shifting it up like this, like that. And then when we attach this class, we're just translating back to 0, back to where it's the default. And the default is that right there. So that's how we're animating this thing. Same thing for the mobile. We're just shifting it to the X. So we're sliding it to the left off of the screen, negative 100. When we attach the active menu class, we're just translating it back to its default value, which is in the center of the page. So let's go into the code and actually write for that logic. So first things first, when we click this button, we want to animate the thing. And then we're going to code for the logic where it goes responsive, where it goes to desktop and mobile. So navbar, we're going to need state for this. So let's do use state. Do we need use effect? I don't think we need use effect, do we? Use effect, use effect. I don't think we need that. Let's just use state for now. So let's have a piece of state that activates the menu. We'll call it, what we're going to call it is, we'll say show menu. And then we'll say set show menu. And we'll say use state. Default is false, like that. And so when we show the menu, we want two things to happen. Menu switch, right here. So this class needs to be converted into a string template like this. Nav container, we'll do this, and in here we'll have another class, and that class will be this. It'll be, if there's a show menu, we'll have a class called, what is it called? Menu underscore active. Active, like that. Else, just null, like that. And so when we click on, we need the on click for this guy right here. Menu switch. Do I have menu switch activated? Pointer events, all, perfect. Right here, we'll do an on click listener. On click, and we'll just say handle click, show menu. What should we call this? Let's just say handle click, like that. We'll create this function right here. Handle click. There we go. And we're just going to set the show menu to whatever the opposite of what it is. Right now it's false. We'll just set it to that's true. If it was true, it'd just be false, like that. So handle click, handle click. Let's see if it works. F5 this. Click. There we go. And let me turn on the opacity thing. Opacity right here. There we go. F5 that. Click. There we go. All right, so we need to, when we click this and the menu is shown, we want to show an X for this circle, not the circle. So that's going to be handled here, right here. So if it's a show menu, how do we do this? Show menu, show menu. Actually, we'll do this. We'll handle it like this. FA circle, we need another string template. So we'll do that. Delete, 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 there we go. And we'll do right here. So if we have a show menu, which means the menu shown, we want to show them the the X. So that would be this guy right here. And what is this guy? FA-times, or excuse me, FAS-times. FA, and the other one's FAR-times. So we need to do that both. So we need to do FAS space FA-times like that. And the other one was just what we had. Else, if it's not showing the menu, we want to do the circle, which is FAR space FA-circle like that. So we can delete this, and we can delete this. We can save, we can close this. There we go. F5 it. There we go. Okay. And watch this. We click the products. We want to close the menu once we choose an item. So we can do that here. So when we click, we're just going to say on click equals handle click. Let me copy this line. Control C, Control V, Control V. So now we F5 it. When we click, it just calls this little function and it hides the menu like this. There we go. Products. And the last thing we need to do is when we go below a certain threshold, we're going to switch to the actual, this guy right here. Actually, it already showed. Why didn't we need the show desktop then? Oh, okay. So yeah, this gets handled by the CSS. That's my mistake. So that's all CSS, but what we want to do is when we go down to here, we want this circle to be the bars. So that's why we need to do it programmatically. So all we're going to do is another piece of state. We're going to say const. We'll call it is desktop. Set is desktop. Should be SKTOP, right? We'll say equals use state, and we'll set it to true, false. We won't set anything yet. That's why we needed the use effect. There we go. So we need to check once we load the page, are we on desktop? So we'll do this. We'll do it before, we'll do it after. Use effect. We're just going to check the window width. So we're going to say if window.inner width is less than, and what was the dimensions? So if it's less than 600, we're going to say it's on the mobile version. So if it's less than 600, we want to set is desktop to false, else set it to true. Else set is desktop to true. There we go. And I need the question mark there. And so when we do that, we'll go where we were. Right here. So if is desktop is true, we want to show the circle one, else paste. We want to show the times and the, not the times, excuse me, the bars. FAS, FA bars. So instead of the circle, we want FAS, FA bars. FAS, FA dash bars like that. Bars. Let's see if that worked. Close this. Let's shrink this guy down a bit. Let's do an F5. There we go. So we have the bars there, but notice this. Let's go F5. See how it didn't change? We need to listen for the resize as well. So same logic inside here. Instead of that use effect, we'll just do a window.add event listener, listen for the resize. There we go. And we're just listening for the window width so we can copy the same logic. Let's do this, copy this here. So if we go below 600, we're going to switch over to mobile. Let's do it. F5, and we should get the bars right here, like that. Desktop, mobile, desktop, mobile, mobile, desktop. The about page, products, page, home page, and we are done this thing. All right, so that's going to be for the video. Leave a like, it helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one.